a very fun bookish haul that I want to share as like a reward to myself. So I think I can safely say that there's nothing better than starting a new fantasy book. Alright, so my fiance has spoken. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to another reading vlog. I had every intention of sitting down to film this intro and making this a reading romance vlog. Currently it's a few days after Valentine's Day, so I thought it would go with the theme of the month. I was going to read 2 books from my February TBR jar video. I plan to read When in Rome by Sarah Adams and then Juniper Hill by Devney Perry because those were the 2 romance books that I had picked during my February TBR jar video. However, I went to start this book this morning and I just am not in the mood to read a romance book at all. And I know that I'm going to like this one when I'm in the mood for it, so I want to give this one like a fair shot. I don't want to read this and force it when I'm not in the mood to read a romance book. And that's because at heart, I'm just a mood reader. I can't stick to a TBR, I never have been able to, so I don't even know why I bothered filming that TBR jar video because I haven't read any of the books from my February TBR yet. But that's okay. Because I'm a mood reader, I thought we would make this video a mood reading vlog. And I'm currently in the mood to read 2 different books. One of them is a fantasy book, and the other one is just a regular fiction book. I can't decide which one to start though. I feel like I have like decision paralysis right now. I'm currently between Heavenly Bodies by Imani Erriu and Beartown by Frederick Bachman. If I start Beartown, then I am slightly sticking to my February TBR because I did choose this during that February TBR video. But if you did watch that video, you probably saw that I picked up Heavenly Bodies like for 4 different prompts hoping it would work. So I feel like I should probably read this one because I'm clearly drawn to it right now. But I really can't decide which one to start. So I think I need to ask my fiance to help me decide between these 2 books. Can you help with something really quick? Thank you. I need your help picking which book I'm going to read. Can I read you the first line of both of these books and you tell me which one I should read?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so the first one is a regular fiction book. The first line of this book: late one evening toward the end of March, a teenager picked up a double-barreled shotgun, walked into the forest, put the gun to someone else's forehead, and pulled the trigger. This is the story of how we got there, okay? Mm-hmm. And Heavenly Bodies is a fantasy book. So first I want to read you what the back says. It says
fair. You didn't read that for the other one.
But there is no blurb for the other one. Like, it's not like the full back, it's just like a little like highlight sentence. So this one says, Heavenly Bodies is the first book in a dazzling new romantasy series that blends Greek mythology and shadow magic with a tantalizing enemies to lovers romance that will rewrite the stars. And then this is the first line of this one. Alara Belrive had been able to walk through dreams for as long as she could remember.
Got it.
Which one should I read?
First one.
The first one? Okay. All right, so my fiance has spoken. He says I should start Beartown, but I really want to read Heavenly Bodies. I think I'm gonna start with Heavenly Bodies. So now that we've chosen our book for this video to start off, and I'll check back in a little while, I'm just really in the mood to read these 2 books. So we're gonna read these 2 books in this video, check one off the February TBR at least, and then read a fantasy book. Hi everyone, it's the next day now and I have some reading updates and some other updates as well. So last night I went to start Heavenly Bodies because as you saw yesterday, I was like, I'm more in the mood to read this book right now. And I'm a mood reader, so even though my fiance had chosen Beartown, I was still going to start Heavenly Bodies. But then I felt way too guilty about that, so I did pivot and started Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I'm only on chapter 6 right now, but I already like how the writing is and how the story is structured. We're getting lots of points of view from the different characters in this book, and I do really like when books are written like that because all of their points of views usually end up winding together and intersecting, and it always just makes for like a really engaging story, I think, when you get multiple points of view written the way that this book is written. So even though I'm only about like 40 pages in, I do have high hopes for this book, and I know a lot of people also really like it. That's my quick reading update. And then other than that, today I am actually going to a workout class in a little while. I usually just do workouts at home, but I was just feeling a little bored with it and like I wanted to get out of the house. So yesterday I ended up going to F45, which I've never been to before, and it was kind of intimidating. I kind of caught on like towards the end. So I have another F45 class booked in a little while because there's like an intro offer. So I was like, all right, I'll give this a try and see how it goes. So I'm going there in about 30 minutes. I have to do that. And then I also have just like some other errands to run today. We're actually moving in a few weeks, so I have to do some paperwork and drop that off for that. And also I was talking about my fiance. I'm getting married later this year, so I have some like wedding planning stuff to do with my fiance. We have a few like people to call and that kind of stuff, you know, just other things like laundry and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to sit here and read Beartown for a little while before I leave for the workout class because I do have all those errands to do after my workout class. So that's my update for now. I'll come back soon with some more updates on my thoughts on Beartown and how that F45 class goes. Hello again. It's a bit later in the evening. I read a bit earlier and then I stopped to cook dinner and get ready for work tomorrow. So I'm now just sitting down after dinner to read some more of Beartown. I'm almost at 100 pages. And now that I'm reading this one, I'm starting to remember like what his writing style is like, because I have read Anxious People by him before, and the way that he writes and like breaks up the chapters into multiple characters, it's very reminiscent of when I read Anxious People. And that was a while ago. It was probably back in 2021 that I read Anxious People. And I did like that one. I feel like sometimes the way that he writes characters and like their dialogue exchanged with other characters or even just their own inner monologues can be a little exaggerated to prove like the point that he's trying to make in that section. So for example, there's a scene when one of the characters' friends is like making a smoothie in the kitchen, and the character is just like making a mess and like completely oblivious about the mess that they're making in someone else's home. So like those are the kinds of things where he exaggerates it a bit to like prove the point of what he's trying to write about. I hope that makes sense. But I do like his writing style, and I said that in my earlier clip as well. So I'm just sitting down to keep reading. I just poured myself an Olipop and I'm all ready for work tomorrow. So like I'm ready to just relax. I think I'm gonna put on some like Northern Lights ambiance because there's like the Northern Lights on the cover. So I think I'm just gonna sit down, relax a little bit, and hopefully make a pretty big dent in this book. Hi everyone. It's been a few days actually. I haven't been able to film as much as I wanted to because I was actually staying in the city for work, and I forgot my camera, so I didn't have my camera to film. So I tried to film a few clips on my phone, but I don't really know how they came out. So it's been a bit. It's Sunday now, and I wanted to come on and give a few reading updates. I finished Beartown yesterday, and I wanted to share some of my initial thoughts on the book. First, I had a feeling that I knew what the subject matter of this book was about, and I was correct. So if you are thinking of reading this one, just make sure you check trigger warnings before you start, because there is some heavy subject matter in it. But overall, I do feel like Frederick Bachman's writing is really like a sneak peek into a bunch of like diverse perspectives that kind of weave into this unique story. He's able to just like sprinkle these intuitive like pearls of wisdom into a lot of his paragraphs throughout the book. And I did save 2 quotes that I really liked, so I just wanted to share those ones now. The first one here is a woman talking about one of her friends, and she says, "If you were to ask her why she doesn't protest, she would say that you can love something without loving everything about it. You don't have to feel embarrassed about not being proud. That applies to hockey, but it also applies to friends." So I just really liked how, it's true, you can love something or somebody without loving everything about them. So I just liked that quote a lot. And then there was another one that I really liked, a few pages later actually. And this one says, "Hate can be a deeply stimulating emotion. The world becomes much easier to understand and much less terrifying if you divide everything and everyone into friends and enemies, we and they, good and evil. The easiest way to unite a group isn't through love, because love is hard. It makes demands. Hate is simple." And I just feel like that is only a few short sentences, and it really just like captures a pretty profound thought. And he does that throughout the entire book. There's just like little pearls of wisdom, like I said, sprinkled throughout this book. So also I did just want to point out that this one was a bit hard for me to read, like I said, because it is a heavier subject matter, but there's also a lot of bullying that takes place in it. And it just really like hurts my heart to read that kind of stuff. So this is an objectively good book, but for me, it's just like, it was harder to read because of that, like the bullying, like I said, and the subject matter. So I think this is a 4 stars from me, but I'm gonna think on it for a few days, and then when I do my wrap up, I'll share if I've changed my mind about that rating or anything. With that being said, that does take me to Heavenly Bodies next, which was the next book that I wanted to read in this mood reading video. And if you remember, my fiance had picked Beartown for me to start, and then I was like, no, I want to start Heavenly Bodies actually. But then I felt too guilty about it, so I ended up switching back to Beartown. So I'm really excited that I can finally start Heavenly Bodies. I'm really just in the mood to read a fantasy romance book right now. And I think I can safely say that there's nothing better than starting a new fantasy book on like a relaxing Sunday at home and just being able to really like immerse yourself in this type of book. Very excited to do that today. And I think that's pretty much it for my updates. I will come back in a little while with my initial thoughts on Heavenly Bodies, and we'll check in soon. Hello, it's a few days later, and I wanted to come on and give a reading update. I'm pretty far into Heavenly Bodies, so I have some thoughts that I wanted to share. And I also just have a very fun bookish haul that I want to share. These aren't even books, they're just like book things that I wanted to share from a few small businesses. Let's start with my haul first, and then I will talk about Heavenly Bodies. So first things first, let me move this over here. One of my bookish friends gave me a few gifts recently, and I just wanted to show them because they are so cute, and I'm so thankful to my friend. It was so kind of her. So first, for my bookshelves, this was from Fire Drake Artistry, and these are little, not like knickknacks, but like bookshelf decorations. And we've talked about Elsie Silver's books before, so if you haven't read Elsie Silver before, she writes like small town romances. So she has the Chestnut Springs series that I've read, and I really like that series. And she also has another series that's like her first series that she released, and I think oh, what is that one called? I forget what that one's called, but she has like another like small town cowboy romance series, and now she's writing the Wild Love, Wild Eyes series. So those like small town cowboyish romances are kind of her thing. So my friend got me like an Elsie Silver book decor set, and it has all of this really cute stuff in it. So this one, I don't want to like spoil anything, so I don't really know how to go about sharing these things, but this one is from one of the books in the Chestnut Springs series. I think it's the 4th book in that series, which is Reckless. Oh, I always get them confused. But whichever one is about winter. This is from that book. And then there is like a little keychain. So it just says Elsie Silver on it, and it's a little cowboy boot. And then what else is in here? A sign with Elsie Silver's name on it. And there's like these little wooden stands to like display everything. And then there is this Chestnut Springs sign. I'm not sure which book this one is from. And then we have a little sign, and it has the names of all of the Chestnut Spring books. So it's Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, Reckless, and Hopeless. I really like the sign. Oh, okay, yeah, Winter's book is Reckless. So that first thing that I showed was from the 4th book, which is Reckless. And Flawless is the first one, so if you're going to start with that series, start with Flawless. So this is a little like bookshelf decor kit, and it's so cute, and I'm so excited to set it up. I'm waiting to set it up because I'm actually moving in a few weeks, and I'm going to be getting bigger bookshelves, so I've like kept these wrapped up until I move because I want to be able to like set them up on my new bookshelf. And I actually don't have any hard copies of Elsie Silver's books because I read them on my Kindle, so I'm kind of excited to have something for my shelf that is Elsie Silver themed, because right now I don't have any books for my shelf. So I guess I'll have to get some of those soon and like backtrack and buy some hard copies so I can display some of these things along with the books. But that is the first gift from my friend, and I'm so thankful for it. And then the other thing that she got me recently is this reading journal. And this reading journal is from the Quirky Cup Collective. And it's so cute. It kind of reminds me of Beauty and the Beast because it's like pink and red, and there's like little roses on the front. And it also has some like red sprayed edges. But this is like the perfect reading journal. I haven't written in it yet. I think I'm going to put some of my recent reads in here soon. But if I look through the pages, so the first thing it says like the adventures of, and you can write your name in the front. And then this is my favorite page. It's like this empty coloring page almost, and you can write in the titles of books that you've read on the spines and then color in the books as you read each book. So I really like that page. And then there is like a little tracker where you can color in whatever days you've read. And then there's spots where you can write the title and author and like if you've read books that are on your physical TBR. And what else is in here? So there's also lots of spaces for the TBR books, so I'm excited about that. And then there's some pages for quick reviews. And the quick reviews are just where you could write like the book title, your rating, the author, and also the format that you read the book in. So if you read it on hard copy, if you read it on audio, and then you can also put your start date and end date and color in your rating. So that's also really cute because it's like a hard copy of your Goodreads account. And then there's spaces in the books for like longer reviews as well. And you can write like favorite quotes in for some of these books. And it's just really, really cute. So I'm really excited about this reading journal. And again, this is from the Quirky Cup Collective, and it's the reading companion. So very excited to start journaling in this. I've like tried to make a reading journal before, but every time I go to do it, I feel like I'm not creative enough to design the pages. So I'm glad that part has kind of been like taken care of for me, and I can just focus on like getting my thoughts on the books in here. And that's my reading journal. And I feel like I've talked about this in a few of my recent videos, but I've had like a very busy work month. So as a reward to myself, I finally bought this sweatshirt that I've had my eye on for a while. And that is from the Common Room shop. So if you haven't seen her shop on Instagram, she has a lot of like bookish themed clothing. So I ordered 2 sweatshirts from the Common Room. So I just wanted to open this up. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so the first one here is this sweatshirt. and it says the Tortured Readers Department on it. So if you're a Taylor Swift fan, you know the Tortured Poets Department. So this is the Tortured Readers Department, and this color combo is just so perfect. It's royal blue and a light pink, and I have Adidas sneakers that are like this exact color scheme, so I'm so excited to wear this with a pair of denim shorts in the spring. I think it'd look really cute. So I have this sweatshirt, and I got another sweatshirt as well. And this is the Reader crew neck. It is like the slouchiest, cutest little V-neck sweatshirt, and it just says Reader on it. And it's kind of like embroidered letters on the front, so they're textured. It's not just like screen printed on here. And I'm just so excited to wear this with a pair of sweats when I'm relaxing to read, or like a pair of bike shorts when it starts getting warmer too. I think that would look really cute with like some dad sneakers. I think that would be a really cute, comfy outfit to wear like as the weather starts getting warmer. So I'm so excited about both of these sweatshirts. I've had my eye on them for a while, and like I said, it was like a reward to myself. So I treated myself to 2 bookish sweatshirts, and I'm very excited about that. Thank you again to my friend for getting me those really thoughtful bookish gifts. I am so excited about them, and I'm also super excited to wear my 2 new sweatshirts. And now I want to talk about Heavenly Bodies. Okay, so I am currently like over halfway into Heavenly Bodies. I'm on page 350. And I have to say, I'm kind of disappointed. I am not loving this. I actually was like skimming the last 50 pages because I just like am trying to finish this so I can like start my next book on my TBR. And I'm so disappointed because I was so excited about this one for so long. And like I said, I kept like picking it up and like wanting to read it, but then I kept deciding to read like other books, like with my TBR video. And then when my fiance picked Beartown to read, I was like, oh no, I actually want to read Heavenly Bodies. So I'm a little disappointed that this isn't living up to my expectations. And I'm not really sure why. I think it's just the writing style is not really working for me. I'm not really feeling the emotion of the characters. I'm not really feeling the tension. I feel like the love interest kind of came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they have this deep loyalty to each other, and I'm not really sure where it came from. I read another book that I felt the same way about, and the author of that book blurbed the front of this book. So I feel like it might just be a writing style thing and the way that this like story is progressing, because I felt the same way about the book Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. And it just like didn't really work for me. I feel like the chapters were super disjointed, and like I said, I just didn't really feel like the emotion of the characters or anything. And this book is reminding me of that book as well. I wouldn't say that this is a bad book, because if you liked Fear the Flames, you probably would like this one as well because it's very similar. If you didn't like Fear the Flames, I don't know if you would like this one. So because I'm already on page 350, I think I might as well just finish. I have like about 100 pages left. So I thought I would finish this tonight and then share my final rating. I almost DNF'd it, but at this point I feel like I just need to bring it home and finish this book. So yeah, like I said, little disappointed in this one. But, you know, not every book is for every reader, so that's okay. I'm going to save my final thoughts until I finish it. I'm going to get this finished tonight, and then I will come back in like one more clip to give my final wrap up on the 2 books that we read in this video and wrap things up. And really quick before I end this clip, if you know of any other bookish small businesses that I should check out, let me know in the comments, because I love supporting small businesses, and I feel like there's so many great ones out there with bookish merch for all different types of readers. So if you know of any, let me know in the comments. But yeah, definitely check out the 3 that I talked about in this video. So that's Fire Drake Artistry, the Quirky Cup Collective, and the Common Room Shop. Okay, we'll check back in soon. It's the next day now, and did finish Heavenly Bodies, so before we wrap up, I want to give my final thoughts on that book. Overall, I think this one just wasn't for me, and that's okay. I don't want to give too bad of a negative review because I don't love giving negative reviews, so I'll just share a few thoughts and then we will wrap up. The first thing that I didn't love was that the two main characters had this very intense love that kind of came out of nowhere. There wasn't any build up to it, and it just felt like it came out of left field, and I didn't feel the tension, I didn't feel the stakes, I didn't feel the emotion in their romance. I just felt like there wasn't anything to back up their relationship. And these are supposed to be like two enemies from rival kingdoms, and they just immediately started trusting each other, and it just felt a little odd. I didn't really know where some of it was coming from. And then the other thing was I felt like the author was trying to make a found family, and the side characters were just very flat. They had no personality almost. I just felt like they kind of came in and out of each scene, and they didn't add to it, they didn't take away from it, they were just kind of there. So that whole found family trope didn't really hit as hard for me as it should have. And I'll leave it at that. I don't think I need to say anything more. I think overall I would give that book a 2-star rating. And I said this in my last clip, if you did like Fear the Flames, this book was very similar to that one, so you'd probably like Heavenly Bodies if you also liked Fear the Flames. But I didn't like Fear the Flames, so I didn't like this one. All right, and that brings me to our wrap up. So in this video, we read 2 books. First, we read Beartown by Frederick Bachman, and I did think on my rating for this one a bit, and I am going to stick with my 4-star rating. I'm really excited to read the next 2 books in this series. I think I'm going to pick up the next book in the series this weekend and read it sometime in March. And like we just talked about, I also read Heavenly Bodies. This one just wasn't for me, and that's okay. Thank you so much for watching my mood reading vlog. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you read either of these books or your thoughts on either of these books. Please do all of those other classic YouTube things like, comment, and subscribe. All right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.